and welcome to the EMBR.ACE Education Podcast, where we bring together real voices and real change to the heart of education. I'm Efi Kirikakis, and as always, the conversation is about something that affects us all, teacher well-being. But through a rare lens today, as rare as our guest, a lens we rarely hear enough about, and that's the journey of women in education who move from classroom to leadership. Our guest today, Christina Bakopoulou, has lived in both worlds, and now she uses her influence to advocate for the people behind the teaching, especially women educators. Welcome, Christina. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Effie. The pleasure is all mine, and it's a great honor to be here with you today.
Let me say a few words. There aren't enough words to say about you, but just a few. Christina is the general manager of Burlington Books, Greece, where she leads one of the country's largest English language education publishers. Before stepping into leadership, Christina spent 17 whole years teaching in the private sector, and that was an experience that continues to shape how she wholeheartedly supports teachers today. Christina is an advocate of educator well-being, and through Burlington Books, collaborations, through social responsibility projects, she systematically promotes initiatives that build community, empowerment, and a healthier professional culture across the language teaching ecosystem. She has also helped amplify programs like Empowered and NeuroLearningPower that place well-being, inclusion, and continuous growth at the center of professional life, professional teachers' life. So Christina, without further ado, it's been some time we've been trying to connect, and we finally managed. Let's start the discussion with the question that always starts my curiosity, or sparks my curiosity, if you like. You've lived both sides, as a teacher and now as a leader. What does well-being mean to you personally and professionally?
Personally and professionally. Well, I think well-being means the same whether you examine your personal or your professional life. It's all about balance, physically, mentally, and emotionally. It's about listening to yourself and your needs and drawing your lines and your boundaries. I think that very often it's not about what you do, but about what you don't do, how you don't overstretch yourself to the point of breaking. Something that I think, especially we women, are extremely good at.
Overstretching ourselves, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, right. Not boundaries.
We're stretching ourselves to the point of breaking.
To the point of breaking. I know that you've faced such points yourself, and it's I don't know if it's natural, but I know that balance, as we use it, is a rather difficult thing to achieve. I myself use the word harmony more like it, because I don't know how balance can exist if we work like 10 hours or 11 hours or 12 hours a day. Harmony is a word that I use to explain how we, as you said, how we have a way of saying no when it's necessary to say no, when we set our boundaries before we break. But not just before we break, but when the journey towards breaking begins. And it begins much earlier than the breaking point. Don't you agree?
I agree. And it's all about listening to yourself and recognizing these first symptoms that now I've overdone it a bit. I can still do a bit more, but knowing when to stop.
That's amazing what you're saying. I can do a little bit more, and we know we can do a lot more. But stopping before doing that more, that's leading to breaking. So is there a situation in life that made you feel that you were going towards breaking, and you stopped yourself, or maybe you didn't?
I think failing has been a way to learn, and so this is something that has happened to me quite a few times. And I think if all working women who also have a family or all working moms have been to this point several times. And I think the thing is that you need to be focused, you need to listen to yourself and to try to do things a bit better or in a bit or in a fairer way towards yourself next time. So I think I've stretched myself several times, and this has been my way to learn how to do it better the next time.
So true. And truth be told, this has also been my experience. I started with a stress-related burnout. I overstretched myself so that I learned what it means not to do it, not to repeat it. And I love the way you use the word fair, because we tend to be fair with everybody else.
Exactly.
Right? But it's so difficult to be fair with ourselves.
That's true. That's true.
So in this unfair to you world, right? Or unfair to how things are, where do you draw strength, Christina? Where do you find support when things get tough?
Well, I think that any kind of magic for me comes from music in all shapes or forms, okay? Whether I'm down, whether I'm tired, whether I feel overwhelmed, whether I'm about to have a panic attack or something. And whether it's a song that I hear on the radio on the way to work or something from my playlist. I have various playlists, and there is one for emergencies. Whether whether it's a
Share it
concert,
with us, please.
yes, okay. Whether it's a concert I go to, or listening to an interview with my favorite singer, finding out about his life, his what he or she feels like. Karaokeing with my kids, dancing at a party, or in a panigiri during the summer. Music has always been my place to go to for strength, balance, support, recharging my batteries instantly. If I'm looking for an instant fix, it has to do with music.
Instant fix. We want the list, right? Will you share it with us?
Okay, definitely. Why not?
Thank you, Christina. So music is your fix, your key for personal and professional life. You're saying?
Yeah,
Amazing.
there's space for music everywhere.
Definitely, and it's wonderful when we can find this substance in life, whatever it is. It could be music, but it could be anything else. It could be a hug with our loved one, or even our pets. It could be breathing. Anything that helps restore energy or balance out, if you like, energy is so important. And Christina, you I don't know how rare you are. I don't know if you know how rare you are, but you are.
We are all there.
We're all unique.
Yes.
Yes. But your journey from teaching to leadership is unusual. And so I would like to ask you if you could share with us any challenges that women in leadership, especially in educational leadership, face when we're trying to protect our well-being.
I think it's pretty complex there because I think that we women by nature and by training, we are caregivers, at least most of us.
Yes.
So when you're an educator, this role, these skills are even more in demand because you have more and more people to care about. I mean, how many students are in our classes? Do we take care of their language needs only? What about their emotional needs? It's all there in front of us. What about their parents' needs? Parents come to find out about how the kids are doing. We start talking about the children's needs, then we look at their eyes, and all of a sudden we see their needs. What do? The number of people we take care of as educators every day keeps growing, along with the problems we need to solve. And there are different degrees of complexity, and this makes it even trickier. Now, when you add the role of the leader in all this, you also add immense responsibility for everything to work out. Achievement, results, success in taking care of the people, their problems, their needs. the mishaps, anything that may go wrong. And then this is when it's extremely easy to lose sight, to lose contact and communication with yourself and your needs, because it always seems that the needs of the others are more important. And if you try to turn things around, you automatically become self-centered, self-absorbed, selfish, and all the guilt of the world is there. This is something that very often is unacceptable for women, unacceptable for educators, and for leaders. And I think this is how most of us burn out or live a life on the border of collapsing. And eventually, unfortunately, sometimes we get sick. This is the result.
Yeah, it's so. I love how you mentioned the fact that looking after ourselves as women and in leadership positions even more makes us feel guilty, creates the guilt phenomenon, if you like, or a situation for women, and which stops us from looking after ourselves. And we don't realize that if we don't, I remember in a training, there was someone wrote on the, we had a place on the wall where we could write different quotes. And one of the participants wrote, "Look after yourself, there is only one of you." And it was so true. If we don't look after ourselves, who will look after ourselves, but everyone else as well? So feeling guilty for not looking after others is actually associated to our social roles. The role of caregiver, as you very well mentioned before. And the truth is that through research, we realize that even in countries where part of the caring role is now being shared with men in the family, the woman is still the main caregiver. And the person who thinks of caring more than anyone else in the family. So adding to this the role of leader is, yeah, as you said, can throw off the balance or the harmony, if you like, if we are not very, very careful. So music is one way of keeping balance. And as you are now in your vantage point, how do you see educator well-being shaping the future of language education community? How do you see things evolving in education in this respect?
First of all, I think we need to see how these two issues are so tightly linked and interdependent. And if we realize how tightly linked they are, then we will take the necessary steps in order to make things better. And then the future education will be shaped in a much better way. I think that we will have happy and healthy language education communities only if the educators take good care of themselves and their needs. It is no accident that teachers' burnout is something that is so often discussed. I mean, how can the teachers and students community be in a good shape if the teachers are not?
One of the things we say in NeuroLearningPower is the first book you teach is your neurology. And your first curriculum is neurology. And isn't it true? We get, how often I don't remember if you had this experience when you were teaching. We get into class and the students ask, "Miss, are you okay? Or what's wrong today?" And you haven't said a word. You haven't opened your mouth. You just walked into the classroom.
It is important how you walk, how you keep your body together. The kids know.
Yes, exactly. Kids know instinctively. And it's not just kids. We now know through research that mirror neurons is our equipment for connection. Our mirror neurons that are at the front of our brain actually mirror other people's body language. And now we know we also mirror emotions. So our neurology is also transferred to our students, not because we want to do it. We try to be happy, to be not happy, but smiling and welcoming. But if we're not well inside, this shows, whether we want it or not. It's exactly what you said before. And the fact that you talk about communities, Christina, is so important. Communities of education, inside the educational ecosystems, but also communities of educators.
Yeah, but it's all about sharing. And I think it is what is natural for most people to share, to support each other, to work in teams. A lot of learning takes place in this reason. So it's in this way. So it's only natural to talk about groups and teams and communities when it comes to our profession.
I think the most striking example of how empowering communities are is the communities that sprung out during or right after the
COVID time.
the COVID, yes, the COVID period. Suddenly, overnight, there were communities of educators sharing secrets of how to work with Zoom, how to use online tools. It was amazing how educators supported each other instinctively, and how empowering that was.
If there was an advantage of this difficult period that we all went through, was exactly how people reached out for each other, shared everything, and together overcame all their fears, or most of them.
Yeah, and I think I couldn't agree more. I think that COVID was a gift for education, in the respect that we finally realized how important teacher well-being is, and how we need to start looking after it. Now it's only after COVID or during COVID that organizations like OECD, like UNESCO, the European Union started realizing the need for educator well-being. And we finally started to have initiatives towards that. So if there was a gift,
that's very hopeful.
Yes, let's concentrate towards that way, or concentrate towards that goal. I hope it will still exist. It will still be a goal for educators, and educators. Well, actually, what I do hope is that educators realize the need. We often, as you said, we set everyone else up first. We prioritize others. We prioritize our students, our teaching, our families. And it's so important that teachers realize how important it is to look after ourselves first. Exactly, now it's obvious why it's not just a nice to have, but it's essential for quality education.
Yep. Yes, it's not something that is something nice to do in your free time, if you have time, or a luxury time, or luxury item. It's something you should put in your agenda on every single chance you get.
Right. Oh, I love that. Not if you have time, but there. Have you actually done something like combine somehow your program or your schedule so that you prioritize your own well-being? Can you give us an example if you have done something like this?
Definitely. I think one of the things that is a must do for me on a daily basis now is exercising. For the last 2 years, I always either exercised a bit or randomly, or had these grandiose plans that, I'm gonna hit the gym and do sports twice a week, 3 times a week, this time, that time, only to fail and feel bad about it afterwards. But I changed my priorities the last 2 years, and I start every single day of the working week with exercising early in the morning. It's the 50 minutes, the space I give to myself on a daily basis, where it's me and just me. whether it's going to the gym, whether it's walking, whether it's sitting next to my bed and doing my exercises. This is how I start the day. And no matter how busy the day is, if I do that in the morning, I get much more done.
Oh,
So it kind of re-energizes me, it focuses me, it makes me feel good. It gives me loads of happy thoughts because I started by doing something for myself instead of spending the day thinking when am I going to get the chance or the window to do something for myself in order to do it, to tick the box, you know?
yeah. I love it. I love the way you are real in what you do. And I've also found that starting with, say, a few breaths in the morning is key to my own neurology, good neurology. And then 30 minutes of exercise, some kind of exercise is so important for us. So talking about well-being, educator well-being, Christina, I love sharing what you do. So can you share any current or upcoming Burlington Books initiatives that promote teacher and teacher community well-being?
Well, you know, first of all, from your involvement with our activities, that for decades now, we promote events, whether it's our seminars or our webinars, where communities of students, parents, but especially teachers get together to share and learn about everything that affects their professional life in order to equip them with knowledge and skills that will help them have a more balanced professional life. There's not a week that goes by that we don't have webinars, guest speakers talking about a variety of topics. All you need to do is just pay attention to your inbox. It's all there. Now, over the previous decades, we've often dealt with the role of the teacher and teacher burnout. We've discussed teachers' well-being with each opportunity we could get, especially during COVID, which we just talked about. All the online events that we organized then multiplied, and the focus then was mainly students and teachers' well-being, not just as surviving these horrendous conditions that we all went through. Now, another thing we've done in the past, and we're going to do again soon, is discussing exams and healthy practices towards exam teaching, something we very often do, by hosting a series of seminars and webinars, not just for teachers, but also for parents, on how to best support their kids and not to place unreasonable demands. Now, our recent community festival at Stavros Niarchos had a lot of key elements on students and teachers' well-being practices, and your presence there was a big part of that. We are very busy planning our next festival, which is gonna take place in March, so look out for your invitations there. Very, very recently, we sponsored a series of webinars aimed at the empowerment of women educators. And as a group of people, as a team at Burlington Books, we support a variety of causes that support community well-being, whether it's supporting environmental initiatives, running for the cure, which is another thing we recently did, looking after the homeless, supporting vulnerable groups of people, or helping teachers and their students do that because they very often come to us for help in order to support them with their initiative.
It's what you just said about your group as well is something I admire. I can see smiles whenever I meet them, but not just smiles, on the surface, but deep connection. And this is actually what drives well-being at the workplace as well. And this is another discussion we could have about well-being in the workspace. Well, Christina, it's been an amazing discussion. We could keep going like for hours, but I know you're a busy person. I thank you. And may I invite you to play a game that we always play at the end of our podcast?
Okay, I'm up for games. Thank you.
Great. Me too. So there are three questions, three playful personal questions about well-being, always on that scope. So question one, if your well-being today were a song, since you love music, what would it be called?
Okay, Now, because I love it too much, I'm going to give you two.
Okay.
I think the first one is a Greek one, Όμορφη ζωή. The lyrics are by Lina Nicolakopoulou. The music is, I don't remember his name now, but he's an amazing Italian composer. And we've heard this song recently from this amazing singer. He has the most, he has a voice that touches your heart, Thodoris Voutsikakis. So,
Ah,
Όμορφη ζωή, look it up, it's beautiful.
yes.
And of course, by Beatles, All You Need Is Love.
Oh, yeah. That's a loved one for me as well. I'm going to look up the other one. Okay, so, and the second question. What's one simple ritual that instantly recharges you after a busy week?
I think it's what I already told you. Giving this extra time in the morning before anything starts to go home to me. And I do that through exercise, through some physical activity, because the rest of my day, will either be at the office or in the car, going from one appointment to another, or running around the house. So this extra time in the morning of spending it with me, this is what recharges my battery.
Christina, do I hear you well when you say that you recharge your battery every day instead of once a week?
Yes, I try to do that every morning.
Amazing. So the question presupposed that you run through the week, so then finally at the end of the week you need to recharge. But if you recharge every day,
No, I try to recharge
very
every
different, isn't it?
through some physical activity. At the end of the week, one of the things I make sure I do is go on a date with my husband, but like we did when we were in our 30s, and it might be a morning date, it might be a 20-minute date, but it's time just for the two of us. Yeah.
You're amazing, Joe.
Yes.
I don't know if he knows how lucky he is.
I am too.
And you are too. That's true. Okay. Now, question 3. If you could send one well-being tip to every woman educator in Greece, imagine that you've got a magic message box and you can send this message to everyone. What would it say?
What would it say? Well, I would say that at the very end of your day, when you lie down in your bed, that minute before you close your eyes and you try to go to sleep, at that moment, be kind to yourself. It's the time of the day when we usually torture ourselves, thinking of all the things we didn't do, all the mistakes, all the wrongs, all the things we half did. Just try and turn it around. Think of all your glorious moments of that day. Every day has some. You just need to see them and retrieve them. Think of all the wonderful things you did, the kindness you showed, the student you supported, the colleague you helped, the amazing spaghetti you cooked in less than 20 minutes. It's a small miracle. For all the smiles you exchanged, and just let your heart feel the warmth and the tenderness. Give yourself credit, give yourself love, give yourself the peace you deserve. That's what I mean when I say be kind to yourself. And then sleep well.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. That would be sweet dreams indeed. After that. Christina, it's been heartwarming talking together. Thank you.
Thank you, Effie. Thank you for your warmth, for your hospitality, and for inviting me over. I really appreciate it.
Me too. And thank you for bringing heart and strategy into this conversation and in our lives, and for reminding us that leadership is built both on empathy and professionalism can reshape entire systems, the educational ecosystem. To our listeners, whether you lead a classroom or a team or a family, remember that your well-being is not secondary to your work. It is your work. Play along with our Embrace game, like what we played with Christina on social media. Share your well-being song of the week and keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay inspired, stay connected, keep embracing well-being in education.